Greetings. My name is Karen Locke, and I have a website at emotionalhealingcoach.org. And this short video is going to be about centering ourselves and getting to know a part of ourselves according to internal family systems principles. And since it's going to be mostly about centering, and I'm assuming that a lot of people will have their eyes closed, it's not going to have a lot of visuals. It's only going to have one. And so this is the one that we'll have up for the relation of this remains of this session. And so what I'm going to do is help us do some centering first, just kind of checking in with mind, body, emotions, things like that. And then I'm just going to give you a chance to find a part of yourself that you want to connect with. And if you there will be a couple different ways to do that. But if you have an idea right now of like a behavior that you have that you're curious about or that you're not understanding, maybe you could pick that part, or maybe something else will come up during the visualization. So you have both of those opportunities. So the first thing we might do is just get into a comfortable position. Take a breath. Just notice if there are parts of your body that need some attention, any movement or any shifting, relaxation. So just hoping our bodies are as comfortable as possible, and just breathe. And thank your body for all it does for you, both in the world and also holding on to all those memories and feelings and emotions and energy. So just sending some appreciation to your body and breathing. Noticing any thoughts that are coming up or have come up recently, and just any plans, concerns, worries, and just letting the thoughts flow by for right now. For this minute, we don't need to hold on to any thoughts. We can just let them go. And we can thank our minds. They do so much for us in planning, in learning, even learning about this and parts work. Just thanking our minds and breathing. And then we might want to notice any emotions we've been feeling, any happiness or sadness, any fear or anger or joy, and just letting those emotions go by too. Right this minute, we don't need to hold on to any of them, but we do want to honor them. And just thanking our emotions. They help us learn about our parts, and they help us learn about our needs. What needs aren't being met from present or from the past. So just thanking our emotions and breathing. And as we let go of our thoughts and feelings and sensations, we can just sink into the center of ourselves and just rest there for a minute or two. And breathe and let go. Then we might notice if there are any parts of us that are coming up right now that might want some attention. Any emotions or any feelings, impulses, just see what we notice for right now. And then notice the things that we thought about before we started this session and see, among all those possibilities, one part that we might want to explore right now, today, for this session. Letting all the other parts know that there will be time for other explorations. Right now, we're just choosing what we're going to focus on for today. And then we can notice maybe where in our bodies we might feel that part, or what visual or auditory representations we're seeing, any colors or images. What do we notice when we go to that part to try to focus? Next, we might want to flesh it out a little bit. If we've gotten an auditory thing, we might want to add a visual, or see if that part is willing to show us something in our bodies, or maybe even show us a memory or two, just so we can connect with that part a little bit. Flesh out the part a little bit. What else is it willing to tell us or show us? Let us feel. Now that we have some information from the part, we notice how we are feeling towards that part. Are we feeling some interest and curiosity? Are we feeling some other things, some negative feelings, anger or sadness, or reluctance? Just notice what we're feeling towards that part. And if there is some reluctance that we feel inside of us about going to communicate with this part, maybe we can just let those parts know that are reluctant that we aren't going to let that part take over. We're not going to go whole hog. And in matter of fact, we want to maybe try to help it a little bit. So see if that part, the parts that are reluctant, would be willing to just give us some space so that we can have a positive interaction for right now. And if they are willing to give us some space, then we just notice if we're feeling some positive things, if we're feeling some curiosity or compassion now. And if they're not willing to give us some space, maybe just ask if those parts need some attention, and maybe we shift. So right now we just find a part we have some curiosity about them, have some positive feelings towards, that we really are interested in knowing about. And just focus on that part for another minute or two. And when we have a part that we're feeling positive about, and then just kind of try to get to know it. Just ask it about itself, its feelings, any memories that it wants us to know about. Just try to befriend that part a little bit and get to know it a little bit. find out what it's like in that world. Whatever it's willing to show us or have us know about in our bodies or our minds is just fine. We might also ask the part about any feelings and emotions, in particular, if there's anything it's afraid of, what its job is, what it's afraid might happen if it didn't do that job, what it remembers about emotions or feeling afraid or feeling different emotions. Just getting to know it that way too. If you'd like to continue this conversation with your part, you can pause this video for a while until you're ready to stop. If not, you can just keep going with me and we'll just kind of pull the session to a close here. So we want to thank that part and any other parts that were willing to step aside. See if the parts need anything before we close. Continued connection or a promise that we're going to try this again sometime. Maybe they need something in our lives more than we have right now. See if there's anything they need before we close. And thank them for being willing to participate. And when you're ready, take some breaths and come back to this room where you are right now. Maybe do a little moving around. So you make sure you're all the way back. And if something did happen for you, you might want to write down some things about it or draw. Talk to somebody about it just to kind of keep that memory alive for you. And if nothing seemed like it happened, I'd suggest that maybe your parts are being cautious. And that's okay too, because a lot of times we haven't given them a whole lot of reason to trust us. We didn't really know how to deal with parts, and so they don't really even know we exist. And so it might be helpful to just think that, just let them know that it's okay to do things in their own time. And it might take a while before your parts are willing to or figure out how to communicate with you. So thanks for trying it anyway. And my website is emotionalhealingcoach.org. And you're welcome to check that out. Thank you. Bye.